Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Trinity Dairy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Today is Thursday, what is it today? May 6th.
They're really far down there.
So it's a pretty nice day out. It's been a little bit cooler. They're actually talking, it's getting kind of dry here. We're pretty sandy, but they're talking some rain this afternoon, maybe a little bit. So kind of hoping we get that on that new seeding and those peas and oats to give them a little bit of a boost. But anyway, we are going down to the kids have been driving their lawnmower around the yard, and Jessica got a turn to drive, and apparently she put it in the ditch. So we're gonna go down the driveway here and see what kind of carnage she's got. Holy cow, what did you do? How fast were you going? 80? You must have been daydreaming about boys and not watching where you were going.
If anybody's watching this channel, this was an accident.
Well, I'll say. So did you hit the tree?
No, I just about did, but I hit the brake in time.
Getting the best tractor on the farm stuck in that ditch.
Yeah. All right, let me see if I can get it out of here.
Dad, go start out.
Yeah, we tried backing it out. It's already in the
Yeah, but I got more ballast than you guys do.
We got it over the Get out of the way.
Okay, boys, show of hands. Who thinks she's gonna put it in the ditch again?
I think she'll do okay now.
Yeah. You were going to ditch again.
Morning, everybody. Welcome back to Trinity Dairy. It's Friday, May 7th today. It's a pretty nice day out. It's kind of windy, a little cool. It's about 46 right now. We got a little tiny sprinkle of rain last night, but nothing too major, but that's all right. We could use some rain, but we're not desperate need of it yet. But anyway, today I think we're going to try to get some corn ground tilled up. I got the 1066 over here. I'm going to get that fired up and warmed up. I've got a few small fields in the back. I'm just going to rip them up with this big field cultivator. I'm not going to pull that spike tooth behind. There's two little fields down there. I'm going to do that because they're too hard to get into with that. I got to fold that thing up and unfold it. So we'll rip it up with this because this is pretty easy to fold. And then we will go up with a smaller drag and just finish them off before we plant. But the one field that borders where I put the peas and oats way up in the back, that field's I think like 7 acres. I've actually got the spike tooth sitting there yet from doing the oats and peas, so I'll hook that on, do that piece, fold it up, and then I'll come out to there's one big field there that's like 25 acres, big for us. So anyway, we'll get that, and then I'll finish that one off. So if you see some video with that drag behind and some not, that's just why, because I didn't want to fold it and unfold it a bunch of times. So I think, let me check, I think this cultivator here has got a tire that, yep, it's got a slow leak on it. It's been sitting a few days, so I'll get the air tank filled up, but I'll get this fired up and we'll go from there. the air tank and fill this tire. All right, I got the tire aired up on there, so now we can hit the trail. Looking at this field over here, this one's starting to green up pretty nice. We had covered this one last fall with liquid manure, so looks like that one's coming in pretty good. A lot of orchard grass out there. That's nice to see things starting to green up. Alright, we're up here at the first field. This piece is just a couple acres, so I'm just gonna rip it up with the field cultivator here. So I'm going to fold that down and get this tilled up, and then we'll head to the back ones. Made short work out of that field. And now I'm gonna go back. I gotta go trail through the woods here, and there's one little field way in the back that's probably like an acre and a half. So I'm gonna go rip that up, and then we'll get that ripped up, and then the bigger field back here is about 7 acres. So I will, once I get to that, then I'll put that spike tooth on the back. I'll drag that behind. And that one will be finished. Then I can go to the bigger piece, and that one I'll have the spike tooth back on. So that's where we'll head now. right, yeah, this field, like I said, it's about, I would say, I don't know, acre and a half. It's not very big. This used to be part of that field. It was kind of all connected, but back in late 80s it was really dry, and I think a lot of this back here was kind of pastured at that time. But there was a big fire that went through here, and this was just kind of just idle land. And then all these trees, after the fire came through, all these trees started coming up. So then when my grandpa came back here and started opening this back up, there was these pockets here. So that's kind of why these small pieces are here. But and I would open some of this back up because it's just a small tree line there, but I rent this land, so that's kind of beyond my control there to do that. But anyway, so but it makes a decent little field. There's usually a load or two of silage out of here. So anyway, I'm gonna drop this down and we'll get this worked up. I'll give you guys a rooftop view there for a little while, and we'll move on to the bigger pieces. All right, now I'll hook up this spike tooth harrow behind here. I'm gonna have to see, I collected some corn stalks when I pulled off of that. That's the peas and oats on that state ground there. The green out there, that's some weeds that came back to life, but that's okay because it's gonna get made for silage anyway. So I rolled this field and then we seeded it, but I didn't have the brilliant behind, so I just dragging that tire chain behind to cover the seeds, and it seeded good, but that tire chain was kicking up a lot of little rocks, so we ran back over it with the roller again just to push them down. So because I cut it with the hay bine, I don't want to be catching all them little rocks. For those of you, when we did our first field of peas and oats, that thought that field was rocky, this field and the next one are going to be way rockier, so stay tuned for that. And if you watched last year when we were planting that corn, you guys saw that bigger piece there. It's actually hard to find dirt in part of that field, but it grows corn, so I guess that's the main thing. Got my fancy hitch here. A little brush control on that other field. It's amazing how that darn brush will creep in. Field gets worked every year and it still creeps in. All right, I'm gonna make a few rounds here and see how this thing is working out, and then I'll probably got that 1256 up here yet with the roller. I'll probably bring that home. I'm not gonna need it now. I don't know. I thought about rolling the corn ground before we plant it too, but the corn seed, I guess, I don't know, there's some guys that do, and it probably works out all right. A couple of these fields are so darn rocky, I hate bouncing that roller over them, but that 7000 planter's got a pretty good system on there for depth control, so we've had pretty good luck with that. But so I'll probably bring that home and get a bite to eat, but we'll make a few rounds up here and see how this is going to work. Well, I'm gonna shut that down. I gotta move this roller anyway because it's parked in the way. So I'm gonna bring this back home, have a bite to eat, and then I'll probably come back up and get this piece finished. And then I can move on to the, well, I got another section over there and then that bigger piece. But I think I might put the disc on this 1256 and come up and disc them spots where I split the field when I chopped, where I run over where it's got the long stalks yet. And then that bigger piece has got a lot of spots. Some of you probably remember from when we were chopping where the bears knocked it all down. I think that's going to raise a lot of trouble. It's getting a lot of plugging in that thing when I was hitting them rows in here that I ran down to open the field. So I might hit them with the disc just to chop them up a little and see if they'll go through there better. But otherwise it's working up pretty good. So we'll get this thing started up here and warmed up a little bit, and I'll head back. Today what we're going to do, it is Saturday, May 8th today. It's beautiful out now. It was cold last night. I think it was 27 or 28 degrees. So that was a little chilly, but it's warming up pretty nice now. We're going to take, I got the 1256 hooked up to the disc here. I'm just going to run up and disc down some of them corn rows that got run over and some of the spots where the bears damaged, because it's clogging up the field cultivator. So I want to see if I can cut them up some with the disc. So anyway, we're gonna fire that up. I got the disc, excuse me, the disc all greased up now. Tractor checked the oil and everything on that. So we're gonna run up and do that, see if we can chop them up. You ready to roll? All right, hop in. Yeah, I wouldn't put that hat on. We left it on the floor.
What? You.
All right, we'll see you up at the field, right? You put that old dirty hat on, that was on the floor. I think you better take that one off. We'll get you a different hat later. That one needs to go in the dumpster. Check that out. It looked like it was cutting them up pretty good. So actually its soil is softer than I thought too. Oh yeah, that soil is working up real nice and soft. Yeah, I think that'll help get them chopped up. Might have to make a couple passes on them, but I think that'll probably help quite a bit. So anyway, we'll go up and back and do that, and that field where I still got the cultivator at, we'll go back and hit that row with the disc and see how it does. What's going on? Did you guys want to take that thing and go disc around on that big field, or?
Like a plow.
All right, so Paul's gonna take that 1256 and the disc and go back to that big field and disc up them spots. We were talking them long strips. They were discing up good enough. I wouldn't even have to harrow them probably. So he'll hit them, and then those bare damaged spots. That way, if I hit them with the cultivator, probably won't be too bad. But we'll see how it goes up here with these ones that I worked up. Check the oil on this beast and fire it up.